What's up, guys? So Fula here with another video. Shout out to the whole LDBC. So in this video, man, I just want to do a post fight wrap up with this PBC card that we just had. You know, there was some good fights on there, man. There was some really good fights on there. You know, I mean I can't like really recall all of the fights, but the ones that just like stick out, I'll talk about basically. The first fight that really stuck out to me was the return of Rigo. You know, Regan Diao return. Now, granted, he was fighting he fought a journeyman, basically a guy looking for a paycheck. You know, Giovanni something, I forgot his name, but we saw a different Rigo. You know, we saw a Rigo that you know, there wasn't a lot of moving with him. Instead, you know, there was a little bit more aggressiveness, but I guess that was just based on the fact that he was fighting like I guess you can say lower level competition. You know, that's the thing. Like, he was fighting someone who really wasn't on his level, didn't belong in there. But we saw him do something that we never seen him do before, and that was use the high guard. You know, I never seen Rigo use the high guard before, but he brought that out. And, you know, he ended that dude's stuff in the first round. You know, congratulations to Rigo. Hopefully, this means he's back in the 122, 120 through 126 game. You know, hopefully we see him get some fights. Hopefully we see him get some, you know, some action. Hopefully they don't duck the kid. I mean, he 38 already, or 39, or even older than that. He's probably older than what they say. I mean, the other fights, man, some of these fights, you can say these guys were just showing up for a paycheck. Like, there was this guy, I think, Eli Bali. He fought this guy, man, I even forgot the dude's name, but, you know, Eli Bali, the other guy was, like, when the other guy got knocked down by Eli Bali, it was a light heavyweight fight. The other guy was, like, shaking his head, like, man, like, I shouldn't have gotten knocked down. He was only there for a paycheck, bro. Like, that's what it really was about. Eli Bali made quick work of him. He knocked him out. I think he knocked him out in like the third or something like that. It wasn't, I mean, it was easy work for Eli Bali. Honestly, this is the first time I heard of this Eli Bali guy. Ahmed Eli Bali is his name. You know, so I don't know. You know, I don't know about him, you know, but he knocked him out, man. The other fight, he will be an exciting fighter. You know, this guy will be very exciting to watch. And this guy is, I guess his name was Heartbreaker Figueroa. And he fought another journeyman. His name was Moises Flores. In that fight, you know, Figueroa came out with his foot on the gas. I mean, he was mashing on the gas. And so he was like, basically, you know, he basically, I want to say that he basically came out with a bang, trying to get that dude out of there. And sure enough, he did get him out of there. I think it was like the third round. He hit him with an overhead something, and that dude was done. You know, the Moises Flores guy, that guy was done after that, man. After that overhead, man, it was good night. Now, the other fight, I mean, again, it was another journeyman fight. This guy named, I think the guy's name is Spencer, something Spencer. And this Spencer guy, he's been like making quick work of his opponents, you know. There's no doubt about it. But mind you, the level of opposition he's fighting is, I mean, you're going to make quick, if you have those type of opponents he has, you're going to make quick work with them. That's the bottom line. You know, you will. It'll be not too hard to do, to make quick work out of the opposition he was fighting, okay? So, with that being said, that fight didn't last that long either. I think he like gave him a dome shot. And then the guy who showed up, like the guy who just got like knocked out, he showed too much respect for Spencer after he got knocked out, man. He was like raising his hand and stuff like that, and you know, that's just what it was. Now, let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about Caleb Sweet Hands Plant versus Jose, I think they call him Bolavita Uzcategui. Now, this fight couldn't have went any more different than I thought it was gonna go. I thought Uzcategui was going to be the aggressor, and that Caleb Plant was gonna be more of the guy who was gonna be, you know, like moving. But from the jump, Caleb Plant was like aggressive, throwing the jab to the body, you know, doing those particulars, man, like throwing, like using the jab, throwing in combinations. Now, granted, you know, what Jose Uzcategui did, he did something a little bit different than I would have thought he would have did. That dude was being too patient. He was being way too patient at the time. I'm like wondering, like, when is this dude gonna like get started? You know, I was surprised at that. Like, I was surprised that he was being so patient. The thing is that I was even more surprised at is the fact that he was counterpunching at times in the fight. And I'm like, wow, like, well, this is not the Uzcategui that I thought that I'm accustomed to seeing. Like, I'm like, well, why doesn't this dude counterpunch? You know, like, I was like utterly surprised at this, you know. So with that being said, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, when is he going to turn on the gas? Like, Caleb Plant was turning on the gas like a lot. I mean, he knocked him out. He knocked him down 2 times in the fight, I think. Yeah, he got like 2 knockdowns. And I'm like, damn, like, word to Uzcategui. This should be a wake-up call, my dude. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Now, there was a lot of things I saw in this fight, you know, that some questions that I had that were answered. You know, Caleb Plant does have dog in him. You know, we saw that. He has dog in him. You know, we also know that Caleb Plant, he got a hell of a chin. That's one thing I will say. That dude got a chin. I mean, Uzcategui landed some big shots on him. Okay? But that dude took them shits like a champ. He got a chin on him, bruh. I will say that. You know, he has a chin. What I will say too, though, is Caleb Plant cuts easily. Because if you look at the fight, if you were to look at after the fight, like after what happened in the fight, like if you were to look at it at face value, you would think that Caleb Plant was the guy who, you would think that Caleb Plant was on the receiving end more so than on the giving end, you know, and that's real talk. Like, I mean, that dude, he cuts easily. That's the thing, man. Like, he cuts real easily. So so that's one thing we have to say. Another thing I have to say that we learned from this fight, or at least I learned from this fight, is that Uzcategui, I think he can box. He showed that he can box a little bit. You know, he showed me that he can box a little bit more than everybody basically believes that he can box. You know, he can box a little bit more. Like, you know, like if he needs to, box, he can box. You know, so that's one thing I did learn from Uzcategui in that fight. You know. But at the end of the day, Uzcategui, he waited too late to be the aggressor. Like, it was already too late. I think it was like in round 9 and round 10 when he decided to put his foot on the gas, but it was already too late for him, you know? And so that's why it was like, that's why you can say it for what it was. It went to a unanimous decision, you know? So that's why Caleb Plant won the fight, you know. Uzcategui needed to sleep him to win that fight, but, you know, because he waited to do it, or waited to try to do it, and didn't let his hands go enough, it didn't happen. Now, I will say this, you know, and this is why I'm wondering, like, why he didn't capitalize off of that, off of it. Caleb Plant, in the later rounds, he was tired. You can tell he was tired because he was holding a lot in the fight. You know, I'm telling you right now, he was holding in the fight because he got hit with some big shit, you know, but that led to him holding. Now, because he was holding, Uzcategui should have capitalized off of that, and that's when he should have really put the mash on the gas. But he didn't do so, you know. I mean, this was a good fight, though, man. This was a very, very good fight. You know, these are more of the fights we need to see. We need to see, like, these kind of fights, man. Like, we need guys who want to dance, you know. Now, let me not get, I know I'll probably get haterism from this, but you know, I'm just gonna say it. You know, you guys are probably gonna be mad at me. You guys are probably gonna leave all kinds of comments and stuff. But Caleb Plant is with that snack thing, so that's neither here nor there. Did he have help in that fight? I don't know, man. I don't know. At that point, I'm just going to say I do not know if he had help, you know. All I'm going to say is respect to both men who left it out there. Congratulations to the new champ, IBF, at super middleweight. You know, Caleb Plant. It's a good fight. Respect to Uzcategui, you know. Maybe I think what it was with Uzcategui, he could have been, I'm not trying to make excuses, but he came in a little bit under. That's why I was like wondering, like, why would he come in a little bit under? He came in like at I think like at 166, I think. Yeah, he was like at 166. Yeah, so I don't know why he did that, but I guess he just decided to do it like that. But yeah, man, that's it. You know, that's all I got for now. Leave your comments. Let me know what you thought about the fight. Let me know if you saw the fight going like that. If you knew that it was gonna happen how it happened. Alright, that's all I got for now, guys. Jarama. Again, I say shout outs to the LBBC. And that's all I got.